It's the perfect complement to a cold, rainy day. You can't go wrong with fish chowder. And have you ever tried calamari in a potato salad? It's divine. Then I make a Japanese ramen, a noodle soup of sorts that pays homage to where I'm from. Velvety, creamy, alluring fish chowder. It's good any time of the year, but it's particularly lovely on a cold, stormy day. So light a fire, get cozy, ride out the storm in comfort, and watch as the pot thickens. A few summers ago, I was a judge at the Sherbrooke Village annual Chowder Festival and Shindig. It was a very serious affair. There were 5 judges and 10 chowders from restaurants all along the Nova Scotian eastern shore. And we sat there with clipboards and pencils and seriously judged these 10 chowders. And these 2 tourists from Texas, I think, pulled up chairs and watched and kind of gasped every time we furrowed our brows. It was quite an event, and I learned a lot. And the bottom line is, despite all the different chowders I ate, my grandmother's recipe will always be my favorite. So let's make it. So start with a nice big pot over medium heat and add some salt pork. It seems like an ingredient from yesteryear, but it is so essential to the flavor of the chowder. Scoop it out. We're not actually eating the salt pork, just rendering it, which means allowing it to kick off some fat instead of using olive oil or bacon itself or butter. Okay, so just let this brown, and while it is browning, I'm going to finish chopping the vegetables. We've got carrots going in, onion and celery, the holy trinity of the beginnings of all good chowders and soups for that matter. Just going to take the ends off here. Chop the celery. Okay, and as soon as the pork is ready, we'll add the vegetables. To help the process along, add a little pinch of salt. That will just suck the moisture out of the salt pork, making it a tiny bit saltier. Okay, so there's quite a lot of fat coming out at this stage. We don't want too much. So, using a slotted spoon, scoop out these little bits. There we go. And I'm just going to use this fat here to make the chowder. This oil, we'll call it. Okay, turn the heat down a little bit and add the onion and some chopped carrot and the celery that I've just finished with. So vegetables with the essence of salt pork, that's what we'll call this. All right. Now I'm going to drain off some potato. I have the potato soaking in water so it doesn't turn brown after you chop it. Okay, so just give this a stir, let all of the flavors come together, and add some clam juice. This could also be fish stock. Just clam juice is full of flavor and great in a chowder. Okay, just turn the heat up to a gentle simmer. And we're really just cooking the vegetables through at this point. Okay, so while that is happening, let's chop up the fish. I have haddock here. Any white fish is perfect for this job. Yeah. Halibut, if you're indulging. So just cut into bite-sized pieces. And fish really does not take long at all to cook once it's in a chowder. So don't rush, don't put it in until the very end. Okay, so bite-sized pieces. So chop up all of this fish. Okay, have another little investigation. Lovely. So the potatoes are just fork tender. So at this point, add the fish. Give it a stir. And as I said, the fish will not take long to cook in this boiling broth of deliciousness. Okay. Now I'm going to add whole milk. Some recipes call for condensed milk, some call for cream. Just completely depends, usually on where you're from. And just let this simmer, not for too long, until the fish is no longer translucent. Meanwhile, I am going to prepare the secret ingredient, which are salted crackers. These will thicken the chowder and add a really nice texture and flavor. And it's just one of those ingredients that seems kind of wacky, but it's what they did in the Miramichi, where my grandmother is from. That's in New Brunswick. So just roughly chop. It's a fantastic way to use up all the crumbs at the bottom of the sleeve of crackers. Just want to make sure that the fish is no longer translucent. We're looking for opaque haddock. Yes, nice and white. Steal a bite. So good. Just needs a nice pinch of sea salt. Maybe 2. And some pepper. Okay. Give this a stir. And add our gourmet secret ingredient. Every last little crumb. And just let the crackers just kind of melt into the soup. Just beautiful. All right. When you're ready to eat, turn off the heat, grab a bowl, gather your family, select your favorite ladle, and this is so fun using this. Scoop it in. And always, always add a little touch of color, channeling my grandmother in every way today. Grab a spoon and have a little sample. Having chowder is like having a little memory in every spoonful. This would have won first prize at the Sherbrooke annual Chowder Festival and Shindig. My grandmother would be so proud. Fish chowder, a celebration of local flavors and local recipes. But don't vary when you're around these parts, because my grandmother's recipe will always be the best.